Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing? Tonight's the night. 4 secrets to kick without dieting or depriving yourself. Let's lose those sticky, stubborn pounds and double, that's 2x our energy. All right, so just got to share some things here. If you know of anyone who tonight, feel free to share this with them. It'll show up in their news feed, as well as if you know of anyone who might be interested, there's an invite button down there as well. I'm just a host to events in case anyone in the event itself, as I'm not screen directly from the software I'm using, the website I'm using. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. And as you're logging in, whether you're coming in live or watching the replay, please say hello and let me know where you're logging in from. All right, so hello, hello, hello. If you're not familiar with me, I am Pamela Pedrick. I am hashtag the Reformed Dieter, teaching you how to lose weight without dieting, which is what I love, without dieting. And I also help busy, stressed women break the chains of emotional eating because I've been there, done that, and I completely understand. So once again, as you're logging in, whether you're coming live or watching replays, please say hello in the comment section down below. Let me know where you're logging in from. Hello, hello, hello. So who's ready to kick those sugar cravings? So maybe you were like me, which is why I'm doing this special. By the way, it's my first ever Facebook Live event. I do Facebook Lives, but this is my official first event, and I'm a little nervous just because it's a little different what I'm doing tonight. It's actually a workshop that I will be sharing around my local area. So if you have any women's groups, any groups that you're a part of that you'd like me to present this workshop to, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to do that. Because I just know my own personal struggle, been there, done that, like I said, and so I am here to help you break that sugar habit. So question for you, sugar, what is your favorite thing to eat? Like, are you a dessert person, or are you just like chocolate, or are you just whatever you can get your hands on that's sweet? Let me know in the comment section below. What's your favorite thing? For me, I have a couple things. Red velvet cake is my absolute favorite. Always have to say yes to that. And sometimes it's Ben and Jerry's ice cream, but usually a Snickers bar will, you know how they say Snickers really satisfies, right? And I always justify it because there's peanuts in it. And I'm like, why is peanuts in it, right? So that's good. But by far, red velvet cake is my absolute favorite. And I always have to say yes to that. So what about you? What is your favorite? Be Snickers bar, red velvet cake, or maybe it's chocolate. I'm a chocoholic. I admit, my name's Pamela Pedrick, and I'm a chocoholic. Chocoholic, right here. All right, so you ready? Are you excited? You excited about tonight's topic? I am. I'm really excited about it. This is my passion here, helping women, men, and their struggle with sugar, and their struggle with weight. All right, so we're going to get to it. So here we go. 4 secrets to kick the sugar habit without dieting or depriving yourself. Guess what? Even if you've tried everything. How many people out there have tried everything to kick the sugar habit? Or feel like you've tried everything to kick this sugar habit? Because I know All right, give me 1 second. I'm actually going to take this off so you guys can see this better. So a question for you, just curious. How would you feel if you had double the energy and lost those sticky, stubborn pounds by using simple, easy methods that anyone can use? Because I'm about ease and simplicity. If you know anything about me, if you've been following me for any length of time, I'm all about ease and simplicity because life can be a little too hard at times, right? Yes. So I'm all about ease and simplicity. So just curious, what would it feel like if you no longer crave sugar or had those after dinner sugar cravings? What would it feel like for you? Or what if you were able to do all of this without ever giving up sweetness, depriving yourself, woohoo, or going on yet another diet? Yeah, eating for me. Thank you very much. What would that be worth to you? If you could do all of this without ever giving up sweetness or depriving yourself or going on yet another diet. Because trust me, if I knew about this when I was on my weight loss and health journey, I'd have been like raising my hand saying, woo, please tell me, please tell me, please tell me. So what would that be worth to you? So if you've ever struggled to overcome sugar cravings and kick the sugar habit to lose weight and increase your energy, and you just feel like you're missing something, that was completely me. Felt like I was missing something to get the results you desire. Trust me, I know how you feel. Because you see, I not only had a sugar habit, I confess, I was addicted to sugar. Yes, my name is Pamela Pedrick, and I'm a former addict. And whenever I was trying to lose weight and get healthy, I just felt like I was on this constant yo-yo diet. Yes, I am a registered nurse. So as a nurse, I'm like, well, I know what I need to do to lose the weight and to get healthy. But yeah, I always felt like there was something missing. I was a professional yo-yo dieter. Yes, hot. Yes, that was my second job. And I was always having this quest to lose weight and to kick those sugar cravings. Now, I don't know about you, but it came to the point where I did have a screw-it-all attitude and I just gave it up. So I was at my highest weight ever, looking for yet another diet. Once I got emotionally to the point where I'm like, okay, let me just try another diet. I crave sweets all the time. So I had a heart-to-heart with myself. Because once again, I was at my lowest point emotionally and physically, and I had a reality check, probably on my birthday, thinking, is this what my life will always be like? Constantly trying to lose weight, constantly trying to get healthy because I had health issues that came with it. And is this going to be my life from now on? And gosh, I was in my 30s at the time. It's like, dude, I'm still young. So what I did is I set out on my journey and I learned, of course, as a nurse, we know I understood what occurs in our bodies, but I had a thought. I'm like, well, what do the 2% of those who lose weight and keep it off do? And they most likely have already kicked the sugar habit if they've lost the weight and are keeping it off and doubling their energy. So that was my thought process. So after my journey, and trust me, after a year of researching, Google and I became the best of friends. It took a year because at the time you had all these fad diets that you had to sift through, like, does it really work or is it a fad diet? So after a year of researching and implementing, I no longer have those after dinner cravings, which is huge for me. If you can relate, if this sounds familiar, you understand, huge for me. I could never say no. I was always looking for something. If I didn't have anything on hand, I'd get in my car and go to the grocery store to get some B&J, yes, some Ben & Jerry's. And it was always exciting when there was a BOGO going on because I would not only buy one and get one, I would eat one and eat the half of the other at the same time. So I actually say no to dessert because I don't want it. Yes, I do still have dessert at times, but I don't have that intense need because it felt like it was a need. And this is after years of always saying yes. I have 3 times the energy. I lost 18 pounds and 22 inches and I no longer diet. No more dieting for me, no siree. So as a result of my journey, what I've gone through emotionally, because let me tell you, I came to the point where, yes, it was an emotional component, huge emotional component. So I am now a health coach helping others to do the same. So this is my life now, some pictures. Up in the top left-hand corner are two good friends of mine, fellow health coaches, Chrissy and Angie. Chrissy actually lives in Australia, which is on my bucket list to visit. And then down at the lower left are my parents. We had a formal event to go to. At the top right are my family at the Mexican Riviera. Awesome place. Oh my goodness, it was so nice. And of course, I always have to get the fur baby in because I don't have kids. So he's a little feral still, so taking a selfie with him was fun. That's the best I could get for him. So tonight, here's what you will learn. You will learn a simple way to curb your after-dinner sugar cravings without dieting. How to quickly find hidden sugars even if you don't look at the labels. I'm going to give you my secret ninja tip on that. Discover how to satisfy your sweet tooth without eating diet-type desserts or foods. Yes, no more diet-type desserts that have that yellow packet in it in place of the sugar. And for some of you, I'll share with you a way to dig deeper into all of this. So you might be wondering, does this work? So this is one of my clients, Susie, and she says, I don't feel deprived and I'm making healthier decisions. No more turning to the vending machine for that late afternoon candy bar, which is huge for her. And her candy bar of choice was Snickers. And when she said that, I'm like, girl, I can completely relate because I was down with the Snickers. And then my other client, Trisha, who happens to be my mama, for her, she could lose weight, and this might sound familiar, you might resonate with you. She could lose weight relatively easy, but for her, the issue was keeping it off. And I was in that same cycle as well. I could lose weight easily, but it was, how do you keep the dang weight off, right? But she says how to do this is so different. It's not a diet plan. It helps her to know how she could keep the weight off. And they were easy to implement even with my busy schedule. Hey, I used to work in the ER. I know busy. Yes, yeah, I'm not married and don't have kids. So I'm not busy like some of you might be. But these are easy to implement, not time consuming, and it's not a diet. So you might be wondering, is this really for you? Well, if you're busy and want to easily kick those sugar cravings to the curb, then yes, this is for you. If you want to double your energy and lose those last sticky pounds, this is for you. If you've ever been freaked out, that was me, by the thought of starting yet another diet, and you want a simple way to no longer crave sugar, then this is for you. See, even though I was a professional yo-yo dieter, I was kind of freaked out of starting yet another diet because I was always thinking, what if it doesn't work again? I'm always trying to diet that magic pill that would help me to finally kick these daggone sugar cravings to the curb because I was addicted to it. So if you're ready to finally get this sugar and food thing handled so you can allow your best self to shine, then yes, this is for you. Now, if you're worried about feeling deprived because you've seen how almost everyone else does it, but they do it wrong, then yes, this is for you because you're going to discover how to kick the sugar habit without giving up sweetness, without dieting, or depriving yourself. And let me tell you, if I'd known this before, I'd have been, hallelujah, thank you. Because depriving yourself, I was so over that. So what it's not and who it's not for. And if it is not for you, that is totally cool. Thank you for joining me tonight. It is not a diet. It is not for those seeking or looking to know how to use those artificial sweeteners, AKA the pink, yellow, and blue packets. It is not about eating those diet type foods. No, they're nasty. And it's not for those who want to do nothing and lose weight. This is not like a push button thing, okay? And by the way, and I thrown this, 98% of us who lose weight, and right now I say us because I was in that 98%, lose weight, but they gain it all back. And they usually gain, I call a couple friends and relatives, because you always gain a little bit more pounds than what you initially lose. And only 2% keep it off. That is huge. And when I saw that statistic, I'm like, dang, what do I need to do to be in that 2%? Can you relate? Yeah, can anyone relate? I was like, come on, like I want to be in that 2%. So no matter, but you got to understand, no matter how much weight we want to lose and how energetic and healthy we want to be, we do need to kick the sugar habit to do so. And for me, the two biggest struggles were I was completely addicted to sugar. And I was a weekend closeted binge eater, but I would not label it as such. I would not label it as the eating disorder that it truly was, because yeah, I would call it, yeah, my binge eating, my weekend binge eating, but I would not acknowledge the fact that it truly was an eating disorder, and there was a huge emotional component to it as well. So what I set out to do is, okay, fine, I will just cut out all excess sugar, okay? So not only am I just gonna try and kick the sugar habit, I'm just not gonna eat any sugar at all, except for what is naturally found in my fruits. But I do not recommend that at all, because I went cold turkey. And if you know anything about sugar, it works on the same receptors as cocaine. And I was detoxing like someone who was getting off of cocaine. It was that bad. I was sick as a DOG, like every day for a week. I do not recommend that at all. But then the last semester of nursing school hit. By the way, happy Nurses Week to my fellow nurses. This week is Nurses Week. And so nursing's last semester of nursing school hit, and those of you can relate, right, if you're nurses. And I was just trying to survive. So I went back to caffeine and sugar. I'm like, that's too hard to stay off of. So then I came to the conclusion, okay, solution number 2. Let's try this. Let's just stop having this diet mentality, because I felt deprived all the time. And I thought, you know, I was reading about this in what's called intuitive eating, like listening to your body and what your body wants and what your body craves. Like, cool, I can do that. If I crave a Snickers, I can eat a Snickers, right? Yeah. So I thought, that sounds great. So I listened. I started catering to my body. I didn't give up sweetness, but then I was still like, okay, I still have this weight issue. So what do the 2% do? Like, what is it? And I was in desperate, like, researching, what do the 2% do? So I came to the point where, okay, they eat low glycemic, they don't eat the excess sugar. So I invested like $200 to $300 a month on that low glycemic weight loss program. Yeah, and it worked because it was low glycemic. I wasn't craving the sugar, which was significant for me. I lost weight, but you know, that's an investment, month-to-month investment, right? So once I got off, you know, the amazing product that was a low glycemic, whole food, organic, all of that, true whole foods. Once I got off of it, because I had some issues with money there, you know, if you can relate to that, the weight came back on. So I'm like, okay, low glycemic works. All right, we got that point down. So then I was researching again, what is going on? But that does take time. And I invested a year after what I was learning. I was implementing, testing everything and discarding what didn't work for me. But then once again, I felt like I was almost there. It's like, man, I can see the light at the end of this tunnel. And I know if other women are struggling just like me, you know, that it's very, very frustrating. It's overwhelming. So then I just bit the bullet and I said, you know what? I am going to invest $7,000 to learn the best process, what the 2% of people not only do to lose weight, but to keep it off. Like, what is their secret sauce? Because I could get bits and pieces here and there through researching, but I'm like, dang, just give me the whole thing, please, please, please. And I was almost at my lowest there at that point. I'm like, fine, I'll just invest the money. So like, how many of you have the $200 to $300 a month, right? And how many of you have the time? Because it literally was a year off and on of researching, or the $7,000 to invest in this. Well, guess what? You don't need it, because I'm giving it to you for free tonight. And this is one component, but it's a huge, huge component to not only losing weight, but to keep it off. So you ready to rock and roll? All right, so 4 secrets to kick the sugar habit and double your energy without dieting or depriving yourself. So here's how it's going to jive tonight. Secret number 1, check your beverages. And it's not what you probably think it is, because it was completely different for me when I learned about it. Secret 2, yes, we are going to satisfy our sweet tooth. However, we're going to do it the way that our body would love for us to do it, but we often don't. Secret number 3, sleep. What? What's that got to do with it? Yeah, I didn't know about that either. So I'm going to share with you that ninja tip. Secret 4, I'm going to show you another ninja tip of how to quickly sniff out foods that are full of sugar. No reading the labels on the packages. Unfortunately, we do live in a day and age that we do need to read the labels, the ingredients of our packaged foods, but I'm going to show you a quick down and dirty method of how to know if that food you're about to purchase is full of sugar. So secret number 1, check your beverages. Now, many of us do not realize how our beverages, or lack of them, affect how much sugar we are consuming. And let me tell you, this is an easy fix, but it probably is something that you did not realize. Dehydration, yes. Dehydration can make us crave sugar. Now, when I learned of this, I thought, well, dehydration is sometimes headache, low energy, and if you're out in the sun and really dehydrate, you might pass out. But crave sugar, yeah, that actually makes us crave sugar. So here's the thing, next time you crave sugar, drink down a glass of water and wait 5 minutes and check to see if you're still having that craving. Many of us are a little dehydrated because we don't get enough water during the day. And so as a result, we crave sugar. So drink down a glass of water next time. You can do that tonight if you are craving sugar. And another thing is just watch the amount of caffeine that you consume. Now, I'm not saying you need to go completely caffeine free because, hey, I've had like a cup of coffee today and it wasn't decaf, but just think of how much coffee or tea that you consume throughout the day, because what happens is caffeine, yes, it does give us that natural high, that energy, but then when we're coming down off of the caffeine, it actually mimics a blood sugar crash, which I didn't know about until I went through all this process. So when we're coming off of that caffeine crash, our body says, ooh, we need sugar because we're low on sugar. So come on, give me some sugar. And so that's why we crave sugar. So maybe you're a soda drinker or a diet soda drinker. I know many, many people do drink soda. Hey, I had a soda addiction too on top of all this, by the way. If you're not drinking the clear soda, yes, it does have caffeine in it if you're not doing caffeine free. So here's the thing you can do. If you think, okay, yes, I admit I drink a lot of coffee. I was at that one point last semester in nursing school, man, coffee and sugar. Replace just 1 glass of soda, caffeine, tea with water, and then slowly wean yourself down to where you're at a good level where your body's not crashing or mimicking that blood sugar crash. This is an easy way for my clients, and when they want to get off of caffeine, I just say just slowly replace 1 beverage a day for a week, and then we kind of wean ourselves down. Because if you go cold turkey off of that bad boy caffeine, trust me, I did that too. Yeah, it wasn't fun at one point. All right, so secret number 2, satisfy your sweet tooth with sweet vegetables, fruits, and spices. Yes. Now, you might have heard along the way that if we are craving sugar, then we're not getting enough fruit into our diet. But that sweet vegetables and spices, when I heard spices, I'm like, really? Spices can help us kick the sugar habit? Let me learn about that one. Yeah. So you might remember, who remembers back in elementary school, it might have been the part where, I don't know, elementary school, middle school, where they teach about the tongue and how it has different parts of the tongue help us to taste. Like there's a salt part and a bitter part. Well, guess what? There's that sweet taste. I know I might be bringing back some memories for you here. So our taste buds do demand to be satisfied. So here's how we can easily do it. Yes, fruits, but also squash, yams, carrots, beets. Okay, I gotta admit, for me, beets, I'm like, really? I don't like beets. At least I didn't until I found a way that makes the sweetness, because yes, beets do have the natural sugar in it. So I found a way to make that natural sweetness come out. And a great way for that is to bake beets with extra virgin olive oil, some sea salt, and I use vegetable seasoning for bake them for about an hour, cut in quarters. Oh my goodness, they taste so good. That's the only way I will ever eat beets now. It's awesome. Of course, berries, it's berry season now. We have blueberry picking going on here in Florida. Raspberries, blackberries, figs, and figs. By the way, figs and dates. They don't have dates on here, but dates are really good sugar substitute too. Apples, and here are the spices, which I blew my mind. Cinnamon, coriander, and cloves help us to satisfy the taste buds for sweetness. Oh, who would have thunk it, right? I thought that was awesome. Like, spices, give me some spices, man. All right, so here's one of my clients as well, 7 pounds down without dieting. This is Brandy, who first session admitted she was addicted to sugar. I'm like, I can relate there, right? It affected her energy, affected her weight. And she said, after working with Pamela, I no longer have those dreaded sugar cravings. I've lost 7 pounds in 6 weeks, and my energy and sharper thinking are coming back. which is awesome. And I asked her, I'm like, do you feel deprived? She goes, no. I'm like, is it a diet? She's like, no. I'm like, isn't it awesome? We're like, yeah. No dieting here. So secret number 3, sleep. Who would have thunk it, right? I know I certainly didn't. So how many of us think of sleep or lack of sleep as making us crave sugar? Yeah, I didn't either. But it does. So fatigue and constantness make us crave sugar. Now, if you are a mid shifter or a night shifter, you might be able to relate. I just got off of working mid shifts. I picked up another job. And let me tell you, I admit, I gained some weight with that because it was stress and the timing, right? Because I was tired. Finally lost that weight. But so, which is so amazing because our bodies are created in such a way that, yes, if we're a little out of whack, we can easily put ourselves back into balance, so to speak. So when we are tired, our body looks for energy to combat that fatigue. Let me tell you, I would wake up some mornings back in the day, look at my watch, and literally count the hours and minutes until I could go back to bed, right? Or take a nap away to get some energy, right? I mean, that was bad. I mean, as soon as I rolled out of bed, okay, how many more hours until I can sleep? So our body craves sugar and caffeine. So I found myself in this vicious cycle, by the way, sugar and caffeine. Remember I said last semester of nursing school? So I would drink caffeine, usually Dunkin' Donuts, by the way, paired with some donuts. So Dunkin' Donuts, coffee, and the donuts. So I have both my caffeine and sugar. Staying up late at night, studying, doing the capstone paper. If you're a nurse, you know exactly what I'm talking about, to stay awake. But then I couldn't sleep because I was jacked up on caffeine and sugar. So it was this endless cycle the last semester of nursing school where I couldn't sleep, I was sleep deprived, I was going to the sugar and the caffeine. So here are some tips for you. Power down an hour earlier and set a bedtime ritual. And I'm going to give you some specifics on this. So power down an hour earlier. Basically what it means is you're setting your body up to know that you're getting ready to go to sleep and you're putting it in that sleep mode. You can do this with lavender essential oil, but beware, make sure that it is therapeutic grade, because if it does not say therapeutic grade, chances are it's more of a perfume essential oil. And if you are what's called scent sensitive, meaning certain smells give you headaches or migraines, it's going to set one off on you. Okay, so just make sure it is therapeutic grade. Also, and you can put that on the bottoms of your feet. And I kind of put it on like the temples of my head and diffuse it as well. And research has shown that it helps you to go to sleep and get better sleep as well. Another thing you can do is supplement with magnesium. Many of us unknowingly are either low on magnesium or deficient. So we do need to supplement with this. I take about 200 milligrams right before bedtime. And when I started doing this, the first night I had the best sleep I had had in a long time. Another thing that you can do is melatonin, but be careful because some people are melatonin sensitive. So instead of it helping them go to sleep, it like jacks them up. It makes them hyper and they're tossing and turning. If you do choose to melatonin, our body naturally creates it, but I'm going to tell you something that prevents that in a second. Do a small dose at a time and then slowly work your way up to where it's working for you. So don't start out with the big guns with a big dose. Start with a smaller dose instead. All right, so number 2. Okay, this one might blow your mind because it did mine, because I had them in my bedroom. Try getting the screens out of the bedroom. That would be your TV, your cell phone, your laptop. Woo! I think I just heard some groans out there. Yeah, you might think, but I watch TV, it's in my bedroom right before bed, and I put it on the sleep cycle, so it goes off, and it helps me fall asleep. Okay, it might help you fall asleep, but those protons, it's all energy, right? So those protons that are coming into our eyes, it actually interferes with our body making melatonin. So if you watch the screens right before you go to bed, your body's not going to be making that melatonin, so you're going to be low on melatonin, which is going to prevent you from having that good night's sleep. Now, there is a life coach for the Fortune 500, you know, the CEOs, the CFOs, and what he does is one of his first 2, I think it's in the second session, he said, he has his clients get the screens out of their bedrooms. And of course, they kind of give them a little fuss about it, like, no, I need my cell phone. I'm important. Did you know how important I am? I got to check my email. You know, I got to have my laptop before I go to bed. And he said, trust me, just do it for the week. If you're not finding a difference in your sleep, then just, you know, we'll go back to what you've been doing. They come back and every single one say, I have had the best sleep I have ever had since doing that. I know we're in a society where everyone has a bed, like in every room. You have a TV in every room, just about. Yeah, try it. Try it for a week. See how it does for you. If you do have it in your room, try not looking at it at least an hour before bedtime, 1 to 2 hours. Setting up a bedtime ritual. If you have little ones or you've had little ones, right? You know there's a bedtime ritual, right? It's normally maybe it's taking a bath and then a bedtime story and then another bedtime story and another bedtime story. You know, try if they're trying to hem and haw. But that sets the tone, right? It's like bath, bedtime story, we're in bed, now it's time to sleep. Well, we need to set up something similar, okay? I'm not saying, yeah, do it in the same way. But for example, no TV an hour before bed. You can take a hot shower or a bath because that also preps the body for sleep. So you're kind of, once you start doing this for a couple of days, your body kind of gets in the mode like, oh, it's time to sleep. So I'm going to wind down. So your brain's not kind of going all over the place and making you toss and turn. Yeah, sleep. So I spent more time on this because that's the #1 thing that a lot of people have issues with. I know I did, especially working in ER. And you know, sometimes based on your schedule, you just can't get the sleep in. I always suggest try for an hour more a night. Like say if you're getting 5 hours of sleep, shoot for 6. And how you do this is start doing in 10-minute intervals. Like if you want to start doing this like tonight, for instance, go to bed, put yourself physically in bed 10 minutes before you normally do. And then slowly work it to where you're in bed at least an hour before you normally do, and just kind of work your way to as much sleep as you can. The CDC says that Centers for Disease Control, sleep is so important that is actually, if you go to the CDC's website, it lists a lot of chronic health issues that are associated with lack of sleep. Their definition of good quality sleep, a good night's sleep, is 7 hours minimum. Yeah, I was getting 5 at the time when I read that. I'm like, who's 7? Yeah, that's not gonna work. So I slowly work your way to where you can get at least as much sleep as you can. So have you gotten value so far? Give you time, guys, to respond. So how many of you love the idea of getting more sleep? I know the idea of it might be like, yeah, but the actual implementation of it might be a little difficult. I hear you. I hear you. So how many of you think it's really cool to have ways to get sure you've got sleep, you've got check your beverages, and I'm going to get to the 4th one, which is my ninja tip. If you're watching the replay, write down as well. Have you gotten value so far? What's your favorite tip so far? So, secret 4, know which foods are full of sugar without reading the labels. This is my secret ninja tip. Now, I didn't used to read the labels until I started my weight loss journey. I gotta admit, you know, but like I said, we live in a day and age where you kind of have to know what the sugar amount is in, because there's hidden sugars, lots of hidden sugars in what we're eating nowadays. So I'm going to share with you a quick and easy way to know if a food is full of sugar, even if you don't read the labels. Sound cool? So we're going to sniff out low-fat and fat-free foods. Why? Because when they take out the fat, they replace it with sugar to make it taste better. Now, the exception to this is going to be like in your meats, like your deli meats, because they just make it low fat because they kind of taste good as it is. But anything in your box food, your packaged food, if next time you go grocery shopping, check it out. Like if you look on the back, if it says, the label will say on the front, low fat or fat free. And I kind of laugh because even like Twizzlers, I say fat free, right? But I'm like, well, yeah, but it's full of sugar, right? So think of it that way. Because if they take out the fat, they got to replace it with something. Otherwise, we wouldn't buy the product and we wouldn't eat it. And it's going to affect their bottom line, right? They're not going to get the money. So they're like, okay, what are we going to replace it with? So it tastes good. Well, we're going to replace it with sugar. So yes, it is full of sugar. Look again, no need to read the label. If it's low fat or fat free, it's going to be full of sugar. So my suggestion is just eat the full fat version. Yes, even your yogurts, your Greek yogurt, as well. Now, I'm going to share with you, if you are a Amazon Prime member, or if you look at the film, it's called the Sugar Film, and it's free if you're an Amazon Prime member. Take a look at that. What this guy did, his name's Damon, I can't remember his last name. He's out of Australia, and he did kind of a research project on himself. And he said, I'm going to eat what the typical Australian eats, which happens to be 40 teaspoons of sugar, hidden sugars in their foods. Now, this is what I don't want to say diet industry, the healthcare medical industry was saying. In order for Australians to get healthy, to lose weight, you need to eat these certain health foods, which is what we do in the US as well. Now, this guy was a whole foods person. This was his typical breakfast: 2 eggs, 2 slices of bacon, and half of an avocado. Now, for many of us, because we're so diet industry ingrained, we're thinking, man, 2 eggs, and he had the yolks, by the way. We're like, oh, cholesterol. Oh, 2 pieces of bacon. Oh, that's fat. Oh, avocado, fat, but good fat, but it's still fat, right? So we're thinking fat, right? This is how the diet industry has gotten to us. So he went on this journey, replaced his foods that he ate. So he would eat low-fat yogurt. He would eat boxed cereal that was labeled healthy, like muesli. He actually, after the 30 or 60 days, he ended up gaining fat around the belly, which is really bad because that's visceral fat. He ended up with a fatty liver. He was tired all the time. Oh, and by the way, he actually came to the U.S. to speak to experts in the field. And he said it was very difficult for him to stay at 40 teaspoons of sugar. Why? Because everything we have for him to eat, he would end up over 40 teaspoons of sugar. So he had to be very careful what he ate to stick to that 40 teaspoons of sugar. He goes, man, you guys in the U.S., I'm rephrasing this. He's like, basically, no wonder you have issues because everything you eat is full of sugar. We're like, yeah, everything we eat is full of sugar. So eat the full fat version. Stay away from this. So I got a bonus for you. I got bonuses. So how many of you eat dessert after a meal, after lunch, after dinner, or you got to have some dessert? Yeah, me too. I always had to have something. For many of us, it is actually the ritual that gets us. It's a ritual for us, so we got to do it because it's a ritual. So we're going to think of other alternatives for a post-meal ritual, and we're going to learn from the Italians. And I'm probably going to mess up this word, but it's passeggiata. Passeggiata. What this means is a short walk taken purely for pleasure, and many Italians do this. They do it a couple times a day, typically after meals. So it's not like I'm walking for exercise. You'll see them, they're enjoying the sunlight, they're catching up with neighbors, reconnecting as a family after a long day. What it does is it gets us away from the table. It gets us, it's that out of sight, out of mind mentality where if we don't see the dessert, if, kind of a delayed gratification, like if we walk away from it for 10 minutes, then chances are it'll go away kind of thing. By the way, this gives us more benefits because the gentle physical activity, and especially if you're doing it now that we're in the summertime, if you're doing it with the sun's going down and the fading light before nightfall, actually can recalibrate your body clock, helping you to, guess what, sleep better. So it's a simple way to aid your digestion, dampen the post-meal surge in insulin, and it's the post-meal surge in insulin that decreases our blood sugar. So then our body goes, oh, we need more, and makes you crave sugar. And it also stimulates our metabolism without it ever feeling like exercise. I was excited when I learned about that. I called it a driveway walk, not just walking down my driveway, but, kind of around the corner. And guess what? Before we get to the question and answer Q&A, if you have any, my bonus to you, all right? Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I so appreciate it. Hope you got some value from this, value so far. I'm going to give you my cheat sheet, my guide, 7 secret solutions to crush sugar cravings. And it's the guide for this event with 2 more secret solutions to kick the sugar habit. Yes, 2 more solutions. And the link to get it will be posted at the end. This is not an opt-in. I don't need your name. I don't need your email. That link will take you directly to the PDF file, and I'm going to post it in the comment section in a moment. So you might be thinking, well, this sounds great, but how can I use this to get results now? And maybe you are on your weight loss journey. Maybe you are trying to lose weight. So you're sitting here at your computer, or maybe at your computer, or watching me on your cell phone, and you've heard my story and how these secrets have worked for my clients and for me. So by now, you obviously know that this truly can work for you. And clearly, you know that learning how to kick the sugar habit, it is essential for reaching all your weight loss goals. I know it was for mine. That's where my stumbling block was. So naturally, you also know that you must learn how to do it, and to do it effectively to start getting results, to lose those sticky, stubborn pounds and double your energy. Which is why you're smart to commit to learning and mastering how to implement these secrets. And you might be wondering what the fastest way to do this now, because I was always like, bottom line me, how fast can I do this, right? The fastest way to do this now, so you can make this happen for you right away without you having to figure this all out on your own. So if you're cool with it, I'm going to share with you something that I'm doing with a very limited group of new clients so you can get my help with implementing all of this. Okay, because I can't do all this on a Facebook Live. This kick is one component out of what I do for my clients, but it is a huge component. Okay, so here's what I got. A way for you to truly dig deeper into all of this with me. Utilize my personal help and time and everything I've learned in order to make this work, not only for me, but for Susie, Trisha, and Brandy. You've heard my story and how it worked for me and my clients. However, there might be other pieces that you need to tie together. I know there were pieces for me. This was a big component, but there were still pieces that I needed to tie together to have the body and energy transformation that I truly wanted. So it might be for you as well. So the fastest way to finally have a total body and energy transformation is, you see it right there, we need these 3 key ingredients: the right system, the right support, and the right accountability. So I liken it to like a bar stool, those old-fashioned bar stools where it has the 3 legs, because if one leg is missing, you're not going to have success. You might have success losing weight, but you might not reach your full goal, and you might gain the weight back, which was me time and time again. So we need all 3 components. So this program is specifically designed to make this time different. Oh, how I kept saying, I just wish that this time would be so different, because it's going to give you someone to encourage. We need someone to encourage our progress, as well as someone to kick us in the booty, in the butt, when we make poor choices, but lovingly, not a swift kick, but a lovingly love tap in the booty, if you get what I'm dropping down. All right, so my invitation to you for hanging out with me tonight, thank you so much, is to your free body and energy transformation breakthrough session. I'm going to break it down for you. You're just going to discover what your cravings mean and why you're stuck and how to get unstuck. Determine the #1 thing stopping you from having the body and energy that you want, and identify the most powerful actions that will move you towards the body and energy you desire. Discover the essential building blocks to having the body and energy of your dreams, and discover a plan of action to experience a total body and energy transformation in 90 days or less. So invest 45 minutes of your time. It is free, and I guarantee you will walk away with at least one major aha about out of the ruts and get into action. This time really can be different. But so what makes this program unique is that we focus on what you get to have rather on what you don't. Because whenever we hear of something that we can't have, what do we immediately think of? Oh, I'll show you, I'll have it. That was me, by the way. I was like a 2 or 3-year-old, I admit it. So if you want to discover what your cravings mean, discover why you're stuck and how to get unstuck, determine the #1 thing stopping you from having the body and energy you want, discover a plan of action to experience a total body and energy transformation, and identify the most powerful actions that will move you towards the body and energy you desire. So are you ready for the right system, the right support, and the right accountability? Then this is specifically for you. So here's how we're going to do it. You can schedule your free session with me. I posted the link in the description of this Facebook Live. So all you need to do is get to the description and click on it. Easy peasy. Now this is a $75 value, but it is free for you, my gift to you. So just go to the link and schedule your breakthrough session with me. Invest 45 minutes. I allocate an hour, so don't freak out if you think I thought it was only 45 minutes. I allocate an hour. And you're going to get the exact same methods and secrets I personally use to get my health and overweight to check and healthy in less than 90 days. So schedule your free session with me. The link is in the description. And finally, I just wanted to say thank you and how much I appreciate you, because I know your time is precious, especially on a Sunday night when tomorrow you probably have to go to work. I don't take it lightly that you made the time with me. So click the link now and let's get started on your body and energy transformation together. Once again, it is in the description. And I'm going to give you that link to the PDF file now. So just give me a moment. That will give you all 7 solutions. I went over 5 tonight. 1 was a bonus. So let me just get into Facebook. I'm going to drop it in the comment section. Once again, that takes you directly to the PDF file. And I'm just going to post it in the events as well. That takes you, once again, directly to the PDF file, my little cheat sheet, my guide. You don't need to give me your email address. It's my gift to you. 7 secret solutions to kicking that sugar habit. Yeah. Okay, I'm not seeing where it was in there. All right, so does anyone have any questions for me? And by the way, if you're thinking I don't have any questions now, but you do later, feel free to message me. I'm more than happy to help you out there. Thank you so much for staying with me tonight and watching my first ever Facebook Live event. It was great. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, I don't see any questions, so we will end it here. To your health and have a great night, everyone.